to the Off the Bench podcast with your host, Lane Stropman, and in substitution for Wes Black, Cam. He's one of the friends of the podcast, and he'll be helping out here. So let's today we're gonna be doing a what if. What if scenarios for sports. So let's dive in. So
Okay.
Start off with baseball. Okay.
I was just making sure.
What if the College World Series, the College Baseball World Series, wasn't played in Omaha? Wasn't played in Omaha, yeah.
It would,
It wouldn't be as nostalgic,
it wouldn't
you could
be,
say.
well, for us, we live
we live here.
by
We
it.
live by it, so, I mean, it's kind of like a thing to us. We go
But
here
it
and
also
there,
has Charles Schwab Field, which is, like, very iconic and nice.
And with that big statue.
They wouldn't have Charles Schwab Field if it wasn't played there.
Yes.
I think it would be played in Kansas City somewhere.
Okay.
Because that's in central United States.
I think it'd be played in
Texas?
No, I thought of that. I'm thinking Oregon. I got more like an Oregon type
What
thing.
if it changed every single year?
Yeah.
Like different venue, like the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Okay, that'd be cool. So I'd go to Tennessee. I think Tennessee.
That'd be nice place.
That's a big baseball state. I think Tennessee is.
Nashville would be a great environment if it was in Nashville.
It would be. Yeah. What if the SEC didn't dominate college baseball?
I think they would. The recruiting would be different.
It would,
because you'd have schools like
Murray State,
West schools getting more of the players that want to go to the SEC that are still out west because they want to play in a really good conference. Mm. Like Oregon would probably be a top team. USC, UCLA, those teams, and
Arizona would be top.
Just the Big Ten. I know for that it would be pretty good because that'd probably be their second choice. The ACC, but
that would be pretty good.
But they'd have to choose between those two, and they'd probably go with the closer one. And there's a lot of good baseball players from Indiana.
He yaps a lot about college baseball.
I love college baseball.
Sorry guys, he yaps a lot about it. We're talking a lot about it because College World Series, and we're really into that. The bracket is really weird.
Go Oregon State.
No, not go Murray State. Murray State all the way.
My team beat Oregon State in a series this year.
Okay. What if MLB used metal bats?
Boy.
What if MLB used metal? Yeah.
Pitchers' ERAs would be above 5.
Oh yeah, that would be so fun. The clank, it'd be going 600 feet. Yeah. Albert Pujols with a metal bat.
Albert Pujols would have 1,000 home runs.
Albert Pujols with a metal bat. Barry Bonds with a metal bat.
1,000 home runs. Guaranteed.
1,000 plus. The power would be insane.
Yeah.
It would be. Wow. Let's move on to basketball.
Yay.
What if Michael Jordan went number 1 overall? So basically,
he went number 3 to the Bulls and
the takedown or the rundown of this. So he went. So Rockets had first pick. They took Hakeem Olajuwon.
Great pick.
Yeah, that was a really good pick. That's one of the best picks in that draft. That was a stacked draft. Blazers. They
picked Sam
Bowie.
Sam Bowie.
Sam Bowie. He
was good for 2 years, and then he was just not good at all.
And then at the third, the Bulls picked Jordan. That was the best. I'm surprised they didn't take Hakeem. Well, I think Hakeem.
Where would Hakeem go if Jordan was drafted first?
I don't know. Hakeem probably would have went
because the Bulls didn't need a center.
No, I think he would have won second.
Blazers that's probably what would have happened.
Hakeem, I would say, was the better player in that draft. Honestly.
That's what they thought.
That's what they thought, but Hakeem was the better player before it too. In college,
yeah,
he was the better player. So that's why he went overall. You can't guess the future or anything.
Yeah.
So you take your risks. You took Hakeem. Hakeem was still good.
Hall of Fame.
Hall of Fame.
Holy cow, the blocks.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Still really good, but Jordan. Yep, that's Jordan.
Okay.
What if Shea wasn't a foul merchant?
So, first of all, I don't think OKC would be in the finals.
No, I don't think so either.
Because that's at least 10 extra points per game for him.
More than 10.
And they've won so many games with 5 points.
Yeah, because at the end when they just foul,
Yeah.
Like, there's been a lot of, like, pushes that got a call.
That's a foul.
That's a foul. There's a lot of pushes, like, Tyrese, go Hallie.
Boo.
Tyrese, like, pushed off a guy. No, foul. Shea did the same exact thing. No foul. Keep playing. Like, what? Not fair. Okay, more with NBA Finals because that's what we like doing if it's like that type of thing.
Yep.
Same with College World Series. What if Indiana had won a championship in the past, like before this
So
NBA Finals run?
if it was in like the 2000s, you would have all these fans
Yeah.
that are like, oh yeah, we can finally get our first one. They would have like a feeling of like, we've been here before, we can do it again.
But they really have never.
But they wouldn't have the drive for it as much because they haven't had one.
This is like Pacers fans, like say like a 60-year-old Pacers fan who has never seen, like diehard, has never seen them win a championship. He's going to a game no matter what it takes. That's how Pacers are thriving. I think that's how Pacers have won those
The
games.
environment there.
The
is
environment
just
that's there, yeah. Like Pat McAfee. There's so many fans there because they all want to win that first championship.
Yep.
And it's just diehard. I mean, Indiana Pacers fans that have been through all that, that's definitely diehard. I guarantee.
Yeah. Definitely. You cannot
Yes,
be
you
calling them
cannot be.
bandwagons.
No. Shout outs and sponsor or not sponsors. What am I saying? Okay, so for the Monday podcast, Monday podcast is sponsored by Cowboy Revolution. They make a really cool hats.
That's a really nice hat. That's like, I wish I had that.
I'm about making my dad. Oh, I didn't even see that. Reclaiming patriotism through the Cowboy Code.
I should probably get one.
Yeah, use Off the Bench Pod for 15% off your next order. 15% off. That's really good.
15. That's a
15,
lot.
That's a lot. That is good. I saved like $10. So, never mind. Shout out to Icehole Cards. That's you guys already know all of the listeners that have listened to us.
Roll Rips.
And Roll Rips, which is my card stream, best card stream and whatnot. Granny's House of Cards. That would be Weston.
The GOAT.
He's not here. He's the GOAT. He is actually the GOAT. Yep. Shout out to all of them. Go visit their channels on Mostly Whatnot.
And
go follow our Instagram. We have some big stuff coming up.
Big plans.
We are going to be announcing possibly tomorrow. Possibly. We're still trying to get it.
And I'm actually a part of it.
She's a part of it because he's a part of something that's coming up. You guys also know the news. You don't know it, but also something coming up that's going to be a surprise. Very, very big for that. Big things.
Big week.
Up. Make sure to watch. Make sure to be watching. Oh yeah, and check Instagram for any updates.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Lane.
What happened last podcast? Gosh.
You need to be better.
No, just shaky. Let's move on to football.
What if Tom Brady went undrafted? Okay, what do you think would happen?
Tom Brady went undrafted. Like a
Ew.
game show host.
That's what I am. Well,
Yep.
The weather today.
Oh my gosh, the weather. He's the weatherman. Like he could pull up predictions on his phone of massive.
And
storms.
I could tell you what would happen.
Uh-huh.
Okay, back to
the perception.
I can't tell you. That might be giving away our exact location.
Oh my gosh. Okay, what
it could though.
Yeah. What if Tom Brady won undrafted?
I don't think a team would have signed him.
No, I don't think so either. Because he was like, wasn't he like he was fat?
And even if he was given a chance and signed for a team, he wouldn't have been given a real chance.
Because
the only reason he got a chance was because the players in front of him got injured.
And he just was able to show out during that. Yep.
Yeah.
What if the Super Bowl wasn't called the Super Bowl? Camden knows the whole story behind this. I'll tell you.
Okay, so
Camden, I said your full name.
It's okay, Lane. I just like being called Lane. Cam.
We said didn't say your last name. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay, so back in 1960 or whatever, the Chiefs owner Lamar Hunt liked calling the NFL championship, as it was called at the time, the Super Bowl as a joke. And then other teams started adapting it, and they liked it. So the NFL kind of just changed the name, and it's been called that ever since. And it's just like, what if you still thought of it as the NFL championship, Lane?
Oh, you're done. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a quick story, Lane. Chill.
Yeah. It just wouldn't be the same effect, and it wouldn't be as cool, honestly. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, when you hear NBA Finals, you don't get as
No,
pumped up as like
Super Bowl champion
or like Stanley Finals.
Stanley Cup. Yeah,
That's
pretty
like
cool.
yeah.
Okay. What if this is gonna be biased towards us because we're both Husker fans? But what if Scott Frost stayed with UCF?
I'd be so happy.
Yeah, we wouldn't have lost. Well, we probably still would have lost.
We still would have lost, but we wouldn't have.
No, we would have got Joe Burrow if he was.
We could have gotten
we
Joe Burrow.
we
Scott-
would have won.
Here's a quick history lesson.
Yes.
Scott Frost told Joe Burrow he's not coming to Nebraska. Joe Burrow wanted to come to
What if
Nebraska.
we had Joe Burrow? We'd be insane. And we'd
Yeah.
just be insane.
Yeah. We'd be good because we were good.
Because we were good, yeah. Okay, last we got hockey. What if hockey was played? Which, guys, we're still learning the sport of hockey.
We're still learning it.
So we don't have that great of stuff. We actually have a pretty good one at the last one. So, what if hockey was played without pads? It'd be rough.
So first of all, they would have. I think they'd have rules.
Yeah,
like
there would be.
it'd be more like soccer.
It would be, yeah.
Because it'd be
soccer
closer.
Stick.
Yeah, basically, kind of
Yeah.
like lacrosse, but a little bit less physical.
Yeah.
Like I bet you could still like run people over, but it couldn't be like you couldn't check them and stuff.
No, you couldn't do what you could do in hockey. So.
Yeah.
What if the Leafs won a Stanley Cup? So basically,
Well,
history
they've
lesson
had
again. We've had so many history lessons. They haven't won the Leafs have not won a Stanley Cup in 70 years. So if they won, that would be very historical. And we thought they were gonna when they won the first round of the Stanley Cups, but
nope.
But no.
No. So
yeah,
you just hear they wouldn't be like a laughing stock.
Yeah.
Because there's so many people just like making fun of them because they can't get the
They
job done.
can't.
It's not like they've been
They don't get
terrible
good
the whole
players, though.
time.
They get
But it's not like they've
mid-players.
been terrible the
That's
whole
true.
time. They've
That's
choked
true.
so many times.
You can't be terrible for 70 years. I mean, it's kind of impossible.
Yeah, they've choked
Yeah.
so many
I
times.
know. Yeah. Lastly, what if the Oilers passed on Connor McDavid? So basically, he got drafted first round by the Oilers, and I can't remember who was under that. But what if he passed? They passed on him.
They wouldn't be in the
They
Stanley
wouldn't be in the
Cup.
Stanley Cup. I promise you. They're
They're a good team, but they would not be there without him.
Yeah.
He's so good.
He is. That's
about
we're
it.
gonna talk about our game, which we're on the same team. So last Wednesday,
Wednesday.
we had a really good game. Everybody got a hit. It was really good. We played a team called Tilden. I think it was Tilden. Homer. My bad. We played Homer, and we gave up like 6 runs in one inning, and it was terrible.
Yeah, we gave up 13 runs in the game.
Yeah.
Our pitching wasn't there,
No, but our
but our
batting was
offense was
insane.
there. We scored
Yeah,
16
we had
runs.
So many hits. Cam, you had like 3 hits up the gap.
Yeah, I had
shorts
2
and
line
thirds, yeah.
drives.
Yeah.
One straight up the middle and one in between short and
I
third.
never got good pitches. I walked twice, but then had
Yeah,
one right down
he's the
I'm
leadoff
on
batter,
the
so
leadoff,
he's
so I
always
get the
got the
walks.
tough.
Yeah, I don't know what's coming. So.
Gotta get warmed up
Yeah, I
for
know.
the second guy.
I think that's about it. Fun podcast.
Yeah.
Thanks for riding the pine with us. Until next time, see ya.
See ya.